Hello, my friends. Tonight we're diving into a tale as old as Torchlight, where yes, you are a bumbling messenger in the heart of 1307 Paris, clutching a scroll that feels heavier than a sack of potatoes. Picture it, cobblestone streets, slick with rain, the air thick with the scent of fresh bread and, well, let's just say, medieval hygiene wasn't winning awards. You're dodging carts and stray dogs. Your cloak flapping like a bat with bad GPS. Spoiler, you're no knight in shining armor. Trust me, you're more likely to trip over your own boots than save the day. So, before you get cozy, take a second to like the video and subscribe, but only if you enjoy this. Oh, and drop a comment below. What historical era would you visit now? Turn off the lights. Switch on the fan's hum. And let's begin. You're weaving through Paris's narrow alleys, the scroll tucked under your arm like it's the world's worst-kept secret. The city hums with life merchants, hawk apples, kids chase a squealing pig, and somewhere, a lute player's butchering a love song. You're headed to the Templar stronghold, a fortress that looms like it's judging your life choices. The Knights Templar, those warrior monks with their red-crossed cloaks, are the talk of Europe. Bankers, fighters, maybe even sorcerers. If you believe the tavern gossip, you're just hoping to deliver this scroll and get paid without losing a finger. You reach the Templar gates, where two guards eye you like you're a rat in their stew. State your business. One grumbles, his beard so bushy, it's practically a tenant. You mumble something about a message for Sir Guillaume, a Templar knight who sounds important. The guard snorts. You look like you'd lose a duel to a chicken. Joke one, you'd challenge him to prove him wrong. But honestly, that chicken's got better footwork than you. They let you in, and you step into a courtyard buzzing with activity knights, sharpening swords, squires hauling barrels, and a stray cat giving you the stink eye. Inside, the air's cooler, smelling of wax and old stone. Sir Guillaume, tall and grizzled, takes the scroll with a frown. He breaks the seal, his eyes scanning the parchment. You catch a glimpse, strange symbols. Maybe a map. Definitely trouble. You saw nothing. He growls, and you nod so fast your head might fall off. But then he does something odd. He presses a small, cold amulet into your palm. It's bronze, etched with a cross and some squiggly lines that make your skin tingle. Keep this safe, he whispers, and tell no one. You're thinking, great, I'm one step from being cursed or broke. As you leave, you overhear two knights muttering. The king's men are circling. One says, Philip's debts are crushing him. You don't know it yet, but this is the spark of a massive historical moment. On the 13th of October, 1307, King Philip IV of France launched a shocking arrest of the Templars, accusing them of heresy, sorcery, and worse. Why? Some say he owed them a fortune and wanted their wealth. Others, like historian Dr. Bano, Helen Nicholson, argue Philip genuinely feared their power, believing their secret rituals were unholy. The debate rages on. Was it greed or faith? Clutching that amulet, or just trying not to get arrested? You slip back into the streets, the amulet heavy in your pocket. A quirky fact, the Templars had a knack for secrecy, using coded hand signals in public to pass messages. Picture them flashing gang signs at a market, all while buying turnips. You try mimicking one, wiggling your fingers, and a passing nun glares like you've insulted her cat. Joke two, you'd be the worst spy. Your secret signals more like a drunk wave at a family reunion. The city's alive, but there's a chill now. Whispers of betrayal float like smoke. You pass a tavern where a drunk yells, "The Templars are cursed." You laugh it off. But that amulet, it's starting to feel like bad news. You duck into an alley to catch your breath. The scroll's weight gone, but the amulet's presence growing. A horse clops by, its rider shouting about royal decrees. Your new hero. But you're curious. Why give you this amulet? Was Guillaume warning you or setting you up? You turn it over. Its edges catching the moonlight. The streets grow quieter. The air heavier. You're not sure what's coming. But it's bigger than a botched delivery. Joke 3. If this is a treasure hunt, your map's just a napkin, with good luck scribbled on it. You head toward the market district, hoping to find answers. That amulet, it's your only clue. And it's already trouble. You're back in the gritty pulse of 1307 Paris. Your boots squelching on muddy cobblestones as you clutch that strange amulet. Its bronze edges digging into your palm like it's got a personal grudge. The city's market district sprawls ahead. A chaotic maze of shouting merchants, clucking hens, and the sharp tang of overripe fruit. You're no adventurer. Let's be real. You'd rather be napping by a fire, but that amulet's tingling. And Sir Guillaume's cryptic warning has you chasing answers like a dog after a cart. The air's thick with smoke and chatter, and you're dodging elbows, hoping to track down someone who knows about Templar relics. Joke 1. You'd pitch this amulet on medieval eBay, but the listing fee's probably a live goat. The market's a riot of color, red awnings, baskets of turnips, a guy juggling apples like he's auditioning for a king. You weave through the crowd, the amulet tucked under your cloak. You're looking for old Margot, a trader who deals in holy relics, though half her stock is probably pig bones passed off as saintly. Fun fact, medieval markets were notorious for fake relics. Think shady pawn shops, but with more incense. You spot her stall, draped in faded cloth, where she's haggling with a nun over a sacred knucklebone. Margot's got a face like a weathered boot, and eyes that could spot a liar across a cathedral. You sidle up, trying to look casual, and flash the amulet. Her eyes narrow. Where'd you get that? She rasps, snatching it for a closer look. The crowd presses in, and you swear the amulet flickers with a faint glow. Margot muter about Templar secrets, saying it's tied to their lost treasure, vanished when King Philip's men ransacked their order between 1307 and 1314. That treasure gold, relics, maybe even cursed artifacts disappeared without a trace. Scholars like Dr. Malcolm Barber debate whether it was hidden in French crypts or smuggled to distant lands. Like Scotland, you're just hoping it's not cursed enough to ruin your week. Margot hands it back, warning you to keep it hidden. That thing's trouble, she says, shooing you off as a customer. Waves a coin. You slip away. But trouble's already found you. A hooded figure tails you through the market, their cloak brushing past a cart of cabbages. You pick up the pace, ducking behind a baker's stall, where loaves are stacked like fortress walls. Your heart's pounding, and you're thinking, why me? I'm just a messenger. Joke 2. If this is a chase scene, you're the guy who trips over a bucket in the first 10 seconds. You dart into an alley. The amulet's glow pulsing now, like it's got a heartbeat. The hooded figure's close, their boots splashing in puddles. You spot a cart piled with hay and dive in, praying you don't sneeze and blow your cover. The figure passes, muttering about the relic, and you catch a glimpse of a red cross on their cloak, a Templar, or someone pretending to be. You're not sticking around to find out. You crawl out, hay in your hair, and head for the riverbank, where the Seine glitters under a gray sky. The amulet's glow fades, but its weight feels heavier, like it's whispering secrets you're not ready to hear. As you catch your breath, you remember the Templar arrests, how Philip's men seized their wealth but never found the real treasure. Was this amulet part of it? You're no scholar, but you're starting to think Guillaume gave you more than a trinket. The market's noise fades as you slip into a quieter street. The amulet, your only lead. Joke 3. You're on a quest now, but your navigation skills. Let's just say you'd get lost in a one-room tavern. The city's shadows grow longer, and you know you need help. A fugitive Templar, maybe, or someone who knows the amulet's truth. That glow, it's back, faint, but stubborn, pulling you deeper into the curse's trail. You're deep in the French countryside now, far from Paris's clamor, where the air smells of damp earth and pine, and the only sounds are crickets and your own panting. It's 1308, and you're trudging through a moonlit forest, your cloak snagging on thorns as you follow a fugitive Templar named Roland, a wiry knight with eyes like a hunted fox. That amulet, the one Guillaume gave you, is tucked in your pocket, its faint glow guiding you like a moody firefly. You're no sidekick, honestly. You're half convinced you'll trip and end up face first in a ditch, but Roland trusts you, mostly because you haven't sold him out yet. Joke 1. You'd call this a buddy comedy, but your survival skills are more slapstick tragedy. The forest is thick, branches clawing at you as you keep pace with Roland. He's shaved his beard to blend in. A quirky Templar trick to dodge Philip's bounty hunters. Back in Paris, you learned the Templars' treasure trail went cold, but Roland swears this amulet holds the key to their secrets. You're not sure if he's a genius or just desperate. Either way, you're here, crunching leaves and praying you don't step on a snake. Roland whispers about a safe house ahead, a miller's hut where loyalists hide Templars on the run. You're carrying a message for them, scrawled on parchment that smells suspiciously like cheese. Suddenly, Roland freezes. Hooves thud in the distance. Royal soldiers. Maybe. Or bandits who'd gut you for a coin. You duck behind a tree, your heart hammering. The amulet pulses, and you swear it's pointing to a gnarled oak with a carved cross. Barely visible in the dark. Roland notices too, his eyes wide. That's one of our signs. He hisses, dragging you toward it. You're thinking, great. Now I'm in a scavenger hunt with a death wish. The oak's roots hide a leather pouch, stuffed with coded notes about a Templar escape to the coast. You stuff it in your cloak. Just as torchlight flickers through the trees, you bolt, Roland leading the way through brambles that snag your skin. This is the Templars' desperate hour. By 1314, their leaders, including Grandmaster Jacques de Molay, would face the flames in Paris. Burned for heresy under Philip's orders, de Molay's final curse, calling Philip and Pope Clement V to divine judgment, sparked legends. Historian Dr. Alain de Merger argues the curse was real enough to haunt Philip's dynasty, which crumbled soon after. Others say it was just a story to scare kings. You're too busy running to care. But that amulet's glow feels like trouble. You reach the miller's hut, a sagging shack by a creaking water wheel. The miller, a gruff woman named Elise, ushers you inside, muttering about foolish knights. She checks the amulet, her face paling. This is no trinket, she says. It's bound to the curse. You're about to ask what that means when a dog barks outside soldiers. Closing in. Joke 2. You'd hide under the table, but your stealth's as subtle as a cow at a tea party. Elise shoves you into a cellar, where you huddle with Roland. The amulets glow now, a steady pulse. He confesses it's tied to a relic that could ruin Philip or save the Templars. The soldiers search above, boots thumping, but Elise's quick tongue sends them off. You emerge, shaken, and Roland decides you're headed south, to a Templar refuge. The amulet's carved cross matches the oak symbol, a callback to its growing power. You're a new hero, but you're in too deep to quit. Joke 3. If this is your epic quest, your bard's writing ballads about your epic naps. The forest looms as you slip out. The amulets glow your only guide. Roland's muttering about destiny, but you're just hoping for a warm bed and no more running. The curse, though it's closer than you think. You're crouched in the shadow of a crumbling castle, somewhere in southern France. 1312, with rain pelting your cloak like 1,000 tiny fists. Thunder rumbles, and that amulet, the one that's been nothing but trouble, is burning hot in your pocket. Its glow cutting through the storm like a bad omen. You're with Roland, the fugitive Templar, who's muttering about a siege and a relic that could end it all. The castle's under attack, royal soldiers, hired thugs, maybe even a few greedy lords, all after the same thing you're carrying. You're no warrior. You'd rather be sipping cider in a tavern. But here you are, sneaking through mud and chaos. Joke 1. You'd try to negotiate peace, but your diplomacy's as smooth as a cat in a bathtub. The castle's walls are scarred, flames licking at wooden beams as siege engines hurl stones. You and Roland slip through a breached gate, dodging arrows that whistle past like angry hornets. This is the Templars' last stand, tied to the order's dissolution by Pope Clement V in 1312. When he bowed to King Philip's pressure and disbanded the knights, their wealth was seized, their name cursed. You're clutching the amulet, which Roland says is no mere trinket but a key to a relic that fueled the Templar curse. A quirky fact: medieval sieges sometimes used cats, tied to torches, to start fires. Barbaric, yes. Effective, also yes. You're just glad no one's flinging flaming felines your way. Inside, the castle's a maze of smoke and screams. You follow Roland to a chapel, where a dying Templar, Brother Alain, lies clutching a bloodied cross. He sees the amulet and gasps. It's awake. The glow's blinding now, and the air feels thick, like it's pressing on your chest. Alain whispers of Jacques de Molay's curse, how it bound the amulet to vengeance. Scholars like Dr. Barbara Frail debate whether the curse was real or just political fallout. Philip's dynasty did collapse, but was it divine wrath or bad luck? You're too busy dodging a collapsing beam to ponder it. Roland grabs a hidden trapdoor, and you scramble into a tunnel, the amulet's heat searing your skin. Joke 2. If this is a treasure hunt, your prize is probably a lifetime of therapy. The tunnel's damp, smelling of mold, and you hear shouts above soldiers, closing in. The amulet's glow reveals a carved Templar cross on the wall, a callback to the oak tree's symbol. Roland traces it, revealing a niche with a sealed box. He hesitate this. Open it, and the curse strikes. Leave it, and we're hunted forever. You're thinking, great, I'm the worst person to make this call. But you crack it open, and a wave of cold air hits you, the amulet pulsing wildly. No gold or jewels, just a scroll, its ink glowing like the amulet. Roland reads it, his face paling instructions to a crypt, where the curse can be broken or unleashed fully. The soldier's boots echo closer. You shove the scroll in your cloak and run, the amulet's power making your head spin. Outside, the storm rages, lightning cracking as you and Roland sprint for the woods. Joke 3. You're running like a hero, but your cardio's screaming. We're built for naps, not marathons. The castle burns behind you, the curse alive and hungry. That scroll, it's your only hope, pointing to a Templar crypt. The amulet's glow, that stubborn spark, drags you deeper into the storm. You're in a forgotten Templar crypt, somewhere beneath a ruined French chapel, where the air's so thick with dust, it's like breathing a ghost. The amulet's glow lights your path, casting shadows that dance like they're mocking your nerves. Roland's with you, his face grim as he clutches the glowing scroll from the castle. You're no crypt raider, honestly. You'd rather be untangling yarn than curses, but that amulet's pulsing like it's counting down to doom. The crypt's walls are carved with crosses and Latin, and fake skeletons, a quirky Templar trick to scare off thieves. Leer from alcoves. Joke 1. You'd scream, but your bravery's on backorder with your common sense. You creep deeper, the scroll's instructions leading to a stone altar. The amulet's heat is unbearable now, its light revealing a slot in the altar, shaped like the amulet itself. Roland reads the scroll aloud. Place the amulet to break the curse, or destroy it to seal it forever. You're thinking, great, I'm picking between bad and worse. This moment ties to the Templars' legacy, especially the Chinon parchment, rediscovered in 2001, which showed Pope Clement V absolved some Templars before their fall. Scholars like Dr. Schoenfield debate if it proves their innocence or just partial guilt, but you're too busy sweating to argue theology. You hesitate. The amulet's glow flickering like it's judging you. Roland warns that breaking the curse might unleash its wrath on Philip's men. But destroying it could trap the Templar's spirits. You're no mystic. But the air's humming. And those fake skeletons, they're creeping you out. Joke 2, if this is your big hero moment. Your epic soundtrack's just a lute player having a bad day. You choose to place the amulet, sliding it into the altar's slot. A low rumble shakes the crypt, and the glow fades, leaving you in darkness. For a second, you think you've doomed everyone, but then, a soft light spreads, and the air feels lighter. Like a storm's past, Roland exhales, saying the curse is lifted. Its power returned to the earth. You're not sure if he's right, but the amulet's just a dull trinket now. Its cross a faint echo of the oak tree's symbol, the castle's carving, all those callbacks to your journey. You climb out of the crypt, the chapel's ruins bathed in dawn's glow. The world feels quieter, the Templar's shadow fading. Joke 3, you'd celebrate with a victory dance. But you'd probably trip over a pew and start a new curse. You and Roland part ways. Him to vanish, you to stumble back to a normal life. Or as normal as it gets after dodging curses. The amulet stays behind, buried in the crypt. Its story done. Or is it you're too tired to care? Your boots heavy as you walk into the sunrise. The scroll's words echoing. The truth endures. You're no legend. Just a messenger who tripped through history. But you've earned a nap. The chapel fades as you drift. My friends, the morning light soft as a whisper on your skin. You're safe now. Far from crypts and curses. The amulet's glow just a memory. Picture a meadow. Its grass swaying. A distant flute humming like a lullaby. The Templar's tale settles. Their crosses carved in time. Not stone. You're not running anymore, no soldiers. No shadows. Just the hum of a fan. The weight of your blanket. Let the forests murmur. The rivers ripple. Carry you. The scroll's truth endures. But your journey's done. Sleep well, tucked in history's arms, until dawn calls again. Whispered good night.